are from Saints camp. I'm Kristian Garic, sandwiched between two giants, Bobby Hebert, the Cajun Cannon.
We're on a big hill.
That's
all it is.
The voice of the Saints, Mike Hoss. Mike, I want to start with you from practice today. Now, what stood out? What caught your attention?
You know, I kind of went in blind. This is my first training camp real practice in 21 years.
Wow.
So, I mean, I've covered it, but never like that. So I just wanted to see some players. And so, weirdly, what struck out to me initially was little Jordan Humphrey. Like, I remember him last year, he was almost like a tight end. He was big, and he looked like he's lost a ton of weight. He looked really thin. Deontay Harris was about the same as I expected. He caught a ton of passes. And then I was watching Chris Hogan. He's going to be my guy, I think, for camp.
Is that your dark horse?
That's my...
Even though he's a veteran, we have a bunch of dark horses.
He's 33 years old, but he was playing professional lacrosse.
Yeah,
he's in shape, caught every pass thrown his way. So just initially, we're going to talk about quarterback support, but those kind of things kind of just stick out to me first practice.
Bobby, day 2, no pads again, but we got to see an inconsistent punter in Cooney.
Yeah, well, I think, that's when, you take for granted a punter, the consistency of a guy like Morstead. You don't really appreciate something, you don't have it anymore. And I think what we have to avoid, because one thing Morstead did, even his directional punting, was that we were always in the top 5, if not top 3 in punt coverage. Only giving up 2.5, 3 to maybe 4 yards of punt return. I think that might double this year. Because you can have a great punt and you never want to outkick your coverage, because all of a sudden you're giving up 10, 12-yard returns, one less first down they have to, attain. So I'm interested to see that I think we truly appreciate Morstead as fans, but that's a big job to replace a guy like Thomas Morstead.
Yeah, and you lose Justin Hardy.
Yes.
Who was a maniac on special
tackling machine.
He can make a good punt terrible, because he was just, he was so good on special teams.
And then his name slipped in my mind, North Texas State linebacker.
Craig Robertson.
Craig Robertson. Talk about his leadership in the locker room, and he was
special
one
teams,
of the best teams, amongst the best.
Right.
In our coverage unit, so that's going to be another challenge for the team also this year.
I think Nolan Cooney was brought in. Blake Gilliquin was on this roster last year. I think the vision is we're just not going to give it to him as the punter. We're going to make him compete for it.
Wear out his leg.
I think Blake Gilliquin ultimately wins this job. I know it's not the most sexy, attractive thing to talk about the punter. Right. That's a reality that we face.
Hey, that's a big part of the game. Sean Payton's always talking about the hidden yardage and field position. Where are you starting your drives? Where your opponents are starting their drives? So yeah, that is very important. And then who's going to complement like JT Gray? Look, I remember I was kind of, why did we get rid of Chris Banjo? That guy could play. He's like a Pro Bowl cover guy. Now, to show you could play, we let him go. He's with the Cardinals. But we've got even better. So here you had Chris Banjo, Pro Bowl guy, but JT Gray's like all pro. So we got even better. So you just need those guys to step up when they have the opportunity. And that's how you're going to make the team, too. Is on special teams when maybe you're not a starting linebacker, whatever. That's a guy, to me, who I like a lot, is on the practice squad, Andrew Dowell, number 50, from Michigan State. He initially came out of Michigan State, was in the Dallas training camp. But even Demario Davis talked about Andrew Dowell. And I'll tell you what, today, hustle. I think Tony Jones maybe struggled a little bit in quarterback. He dropped the pass, and on one pass he caught, Andrew Dowell just punched it out. Well, you can't fumble. You got to protect the ball. So you see those dark horses, and you almost, again, Kristian, have to look up their number.
Yeah.
That's a nice play. Now who is that?
Yeah.
Where it's not a number you're familiar with.
And that's kind of the thing about, and this will be the last thing we'll say in the punting, is that everybody else is doing their practice. But punting, you automatically say good, bad, good, bad. Right, all the quarterbacks look good. They threw passes, maybe one bad pass by Taysom today.
Yeah.
I mean, Trevor Siemian probably had the best pass of the day.
Nice touch.
Nice out pattern to Ethan Wolf. But, with punting, you go bad, good, bad, good. So it sticks out.
Another player that's kind of intriguing for me is Jalen Mccleskey. If you think about this, all right, so you're going to be without Deontay Harris for a couple of games. He's got some return ability, and he's flashed a little bit. And again, I want to caution everybody. You got to have a disclaimer. This is 2 days into camp, but he's a player that's intriguing.
Yeah, I think so too. Although he did be back there today with Callaway was back there, and Mccleskey. So yeah, I mean, and you know, knowing that you're not going to have a guy, you're going to need a guy. And again, and Bobby just said it. It's true. Maybe we've taken special teams for granted because we've been so strong all across the board. Now all of a sudden, you've lost maybe your strong punter, maybe your best return guy who would stop the guys, and Justin Hardy is a cover guy, and now you're not sure about your return guy. And you can't. It's hard to lose all three at the same time. So yeah, I think somebody's going to have to step up and fill that void. And I thought he did great today.
He's the voice of the Saints, Mike Haas, Bobby Hebert, the Cajun Cannon. Join us today on Sports Talk starting at 4 o'clock with Bobby Hebert, myself, and NFL and college football draft analyst Mike Detillier. This is Sports Talk. This is WWL.